This is the third battle in the recently hosted Beta Flash tournament. I am commanding the Vandals, and Majutsu of the RTK clan, a very good Shogun 2 player, is commanding the Franks. So this is where I sort of refine. If you watch my channel, you know I like to test stuff, and I haven't been playing Attila as much as some of these other players. I mean, there are players currently that have 10 times more battles than I have. However, what I do think works in my advantage is that I know quite a lot about which units are good at what, and gaining the all-important cavalry edge. For example, if you upgrade these Germanic horse and the Alani horsemen, they are going to do supremely well against vanilla cavalry units, even elite vanilla cavalry units, the one exception of course being Tagmata, because they are broken as hell. So you see me using basically the same setup here that I used in the first battle, I believe it was. I have 2 noble Germanic swords on each flank. Then I have a flank consisting of 4 cavalry units. I have triple gold Germanic horse. I have single gold Alani horsemen. The Germanic horsemen are much tankier than the Alani horsemen, but they are both good units. The Germanic horse are also heavy, so that's why I put the most upgrades into them. My flank is exactly the same on the other side. The map is swamp. And I have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cavalry units. 1 Germanic Lancer, vanilla. I don't see any point in upgrading shock cavalry units. My Vandal Warlord is very good against enemy cavalry, and I gave him upgrades up to Silver Chevron. 2 Germanic Archers and 2 Germanic Pikes. So same type of setup. Infantry goes on the flanks, protected by cavalry. Pikes hold the center, and archers are there to just be annoying. So right away I see that, I forgot to go over the build of Majutsu here. He has Germanic mounted warband, Germanic horse, Frank is a general. The same thing over here, Germanic horse, Germanic horse, Germanic horse. So 4 Germanic horse, 1 warband, 1 Frankish lancer. He has 4 Germanic archers, so a decisive skirmishing advantage. Then he has 3 pikes in the center for his infantry. He has 4 sword hairband and 1 Frankishka hairband. So in terms of cavalry, it's a very decisive advantage for me. In terms of skirmishing, he has the advantage, and in terms of infantry, he also has the advantage. But as you probably know, the infantry advantage can be taken away in seconds by a cavalry advantage. So I'm feeling fairly confident about what I've got here. So the shallow water is going to reduce charge bonus by 50% and speed by 50%. Ideally, I do not want to run across here and take fire the entire time, because Majutsu is pushing up his skirmishers against my cavalry here. So I'm just pulling away out of range of the archers. And while he is reorienting his lines here, I'm going to pour fire into him with my Germanic archers, both doing damage to his Germanic archers and to his Germanic horsemen. I'm also going to use my pikes to just push up against his skirmishers, move up my Germanic swords. My Germanic swords go this way, so I'm going to try to surround Majutsu as well as I can here. Just ignore that I'm being fired upon in the center. Keep the pikes there as a shield from my cavalry. Ideally, I want him to start attacking this line here, because these archers, not important. These melee units, not important. The only important thing is that I get in with my cavalry and get good charges. So Majutsu is reorienting his lines here, focusing fire on my Germanic archers. My Germanic archers are taking a beating. But as that happens, I have been able to get all of my cavalry to his flanks and to his rear. So pulling my general, my Vandal Warlord, away here, I think he's going to be able to catch the general, so I pulled back a bit too late. He gets a good charge on my noble Germanics with his Frankish lancers, and it sends another lancer in here, which is good for me, because now I'm going to be able to completely overpower his Franks. The flanks of the Franks. Completely overpower the flanks of the Franks. There just isn't enough cavalry to stop this. He's actually losing Germanic lancers when pulling out here, because it was a bit too slow. Managed to charge into the Germanic mounted warband using brace on my Vandal warlord, so they should just destroy this Germanic mounted. My cavalry units get in and wreck his sword hairband and his Frankischka. My cavalry are going to win this engagement decisively. Start rolling in with the infantry. And these cavalry units are being left in for far too long, so they're going to start taking casualties, and when they pull out they're going to take even more casualties. The flanks are looking very good for me now. I have Majutsu pretty much surrounded. My general is free to start moving in. One over here fairly significantly. He loses a sword hairband and a Germanic lancer here. I just want to shatter them by using flaming, send in my Germanic horse against the Frankish general. So the Frankish lancers are still in the combat. Managed to take out the Germanic horse unit over here. And this is the thing with units that have low morale, like the Germanic horsemen. It's very, very nice. Low morale, high health, high armor and high mass. You want to upgrade them to keep them in the fight as long as possible. So I managed to kill off Frankischka hairband without them really doing much. The Frankish general is getting surrounded now. A few units came back from routing, but I have ample cavalry support in the rear. These Alani horsemen are being sacrificed to just hold the center for a while. Noble Germanic swords. This is pretty important actually. I put my noble Germanic swords in shield wall because shield wall is going to give them a 15 bonus against infantry. So they were just left there as charge bait basically, so that enemy units would charge them and then lose. So that's a good way to use Germanic swords. This Frankish lancer is now taking fire from my two archers. My cavalry is doing a good job in killing off his general. Now that the general should die momentarily, a lot of these units are just going to plain rout off the field. My noble Germanic swords losing here against the sword hairband, but I have my pikes close by in support. Rushing in the noble Germanic swords into the flanks of the pikes. The Germanic pikes are going to die a horrible death. And my archers, still alive, still able to pour fire into units to break them. I am taking a lot of fire from these Germanic archers. Over here as well, the Germanic horse just disappear. But look at all the cavalry I have left. I have so many cavalry units left here. And my archers still alive, pouring fire into the Germanic pikes. All of the free cavalry units are now going to be able to rush in, inflict rear charge penalties on units like these Germanic pikes, and they will just disappear when they are attacked in the rear. Flaming as well when the general is dead. These guys are probably just going to break outright, so yeah, not much more to say about this. I'll just fast forward, just mopping up the remaining units. The army should break pretty soon due to army losses and being outnumbered significantly. So another battle that highlights the importance of people get sort of hung up on the Tagmata cavalry. And yes, they are super strong. 6 Tagmata will beat just about any cavalry composition in the game. So Tagmata cavalry were limited to 2 in this tournament. So I had to find different ways of gaining a decisive cavalry advantage, and you can see how much damage my cavalry does here. And because of the cavalry support, my infantry is able to do okay, and my 2 Germanic archers actually do better than all of his Germanic archers because they have ample cavalry support. And bringing units like Sword Hairband and Royal Anstrucciones and Frankischka Hairband, unfortunately, they are close to useless. And when you have to go on the offensive like this and you're outmatched in cavalry, it's inevitable that the cavalry of Majutsu is going to lose against my cavalry, and then it's only a matter of time before his skirmishers and his melee units start dying. And these noble Germanic swords that are in shield wall, they will tank like crazy. It's not a good idea to charge noble Germanic swords in shield wall head on. That's going to kill Sword Hairband. Anstrucciones are going to lose a lot of men. So this is a very good unit. Don't be fooled by their low stats in shield wall. They are absolute monsters. So this was the 3rd battle in the tournament. Good game to Majutsu. And now we move on to the 4th game. Strength and Honor.